Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our Saturday live stream for the devotion for today. And our spring-like weather seems to have disappeared on us, and in fact, we have a prediction for some snow. I'm not sure if it starts yet today or if it starts tomorrow, but it looks like we may have a bit of snow for Easter Sunday. So what a deal! I guess it's a blessing that we're not doing a sunrise service for the cross this year, because we might be a little bit out there in the white stuff. So, with that, welcome again to our daily devotions. We do this every morning from at 9 o'clock or 9:01. Usually is about the time I start the live stream, and we do it Monday through Saturday, every day of the week. And then on Sunday, of course, we have the our worship service at 10 o'clock. And we do invite you, please, to come see us tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for Sunday morning worship. So, but it is Saturday, and it is the day that seems to be forgotten. We've gone through, been working with Mark's gospel, because Mark is the one that goes day by day through Holy Week and tells us what's going on, with the exception of Saturday. Saturday is missed. About the only thing that's mentioned of Saturday is that on Sunday morning it says the day after the Sabbath. It leads into, and then we get to the end of the story of Mark. Um, so Saturday is a forgotten day in Mark's gospel, and to find out, try to get an idea what's going on Saturday, we have to go to Matthew's gospel. And so we are going to switch horses today and go with Matthew. And of course, it's generally believed that Mark's gospel was written first, and then Matthew and Luke were written nearly the same time, and they had utilized Mark's gospel in the writing of theirs, along with the document called Q, which is a undiscovered document, meaning quella for source, and that's believed to be the source of the additional material that we find in Luke and Matthew. But I digress. Let's look at Matthew 27. We are verses 62 to 66. Matthew 27, 62 to 66. And this is the Revised Standard Version today. So, the heading is The Guard at the Tomb. Next day, that is, after the preparation, the chief priests and the Pharisees gathered before Pilate and said, "Sir, we remember how that imposter said while he was still alive, 'After 3 days I will rise again.' Therefore order the sepulchre to be made secure until the third day, lest his disciples go and steal him away and tell the people he has risen from the dead. And the last fraud will be worse than the first." Pilate said to them, "You have a guard of soldiers. Go, make it as secure as you can." So they went and made the sepulchre secure by sealing the stone and setting a guard. And that's it. That's what we know about Saturday in this week, last week of Jesus, the last week before the resurrection, let's put it that way. So Saturday is not much there, not much to talk about. And why might that be? Of course, first of all, we know this to be the next day after the day of preparation. And it's interesting that the chief priests and the Pharisees have gone to Pilate on that day, because that's the Sabbath. The day after the preparation identifies it as being the Sabbath day, because the preparation day is the day they prepare for the Sabbath. And that's one of the things when Gail and I were in Israel, we noticed, the food and things like that you would have on Saturday were different than what you were having on the other days of the week, because they were things that they could prepare ahead, because the cooks couldn't cook on Saturday, and the wait staff that you had were all either Christian or Muslims. There were no Jewish folks being there waiting on you on the Sabbath on Saturdays, and that would have gone from Friday night actually to Saturday morning or Saturday night, sundown to sundown. So here we have the Pharisees and the priest asking for the temple to be guarded, and that's it. So what's going on besides these guys standing there and watching this stone? Well, what we have here is an important thing. We have in a very real way, we have a repetition of the creation story. And on the seventh day, he rested. On the Sabbath day, God rested. On Saturday of Holy Week, God rested. In the tomb, he's in there recovering, if we want to look at it that way, if God needs to recover. He's had a busy, depending on what gospel you're looking at. If you're looking at John's gospel, it's been 3 years. If it's Mark and Matthew and Luke, it's been basically a year, maybe a little less in Mark's gospel. A very active time. Where he's been go, 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 except the Sabbath days. And even then, Jesus has gotten in trouble for violating the Sabbath a time or two in his ministry. But it's been go, go, go. And now as we are on this cusp, this eve of this new creation, of this new way of what Jesus is doing, of being Jewish, and what we have now become being Christian and Christ followers, on that day before all of that was to happen, that discovery of the open tomb, the risen Christ, that it has all begun afresh, a new beginning, a new creation. On that day before it, he rested in the tomb. And that is really an important thing. It's kind of the day we forget in our observance of Holy Week. We have Monday, Thursday, and then we have Good Friday, and let's just get through Saturday because we got to get to Easter, and we'll get through this day, this time where Jesus is in the tomb, and we forget that it's an important time. It's a time of rest and restoration. And I think in this time of being gathered in our homes and isolated, I think that maybe we'll have a new appreciation for the Sabbath. I kind of hope so. It used to be years and years ago that the Sabbath was a real Sunday was observed. For us, Sunday is the Sabbath. For the Jewish people, it's Saturday. We of course changed it to Sunday because of the whole thing with Easter morning. But this is the day that Jesus rested. And so I would encourage you to do that. Go forth and bless, but rest. Get out your scripture to take a moment to read each of the Easter stories and all of the four Gospels, and prepare your hearts and your souls for the coming of the King, because it's coming soon. But right now we need to rest. So it's a short one today, guys, because we're supposed to be resting. Sabbath. God bless you. And go forth and bless and be a blessing to someone today. And we'll see you tomorrow. All right? Thanks so much. Bye-bye.